All right, there we go. Happy Saturday, everybody. I'm Lord Zath, tuned, there we go, with Sea Raptor. I pointed the right way this time. That's exciting. That's important. That's important. You know, we gotta point the right way here, guys. We are here for Warship Masters playoffs. This is day number 3, and I'm Raptor. How awake are you right now?
It's too early. It's too early to make me figure out which direction I have to point on the camera to be pointing at you, man. It's too early, man. It's too much work. My brain is not there yet.
I just had a 50-50 choice, you know, so I just like, I'll go that way. Yes, we're gonna go that way.
Perfectly valid. We'll just roll the dice and see what happens, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
right.
Good
morning, everybody. I say good morning because I assume that the majority of our viewers here are on the NA server. We've been doing this a very, very long time here on NA, but if you're joining from another part of the world, welcome and thank you. Okay, and rip whatever time it is where you are, I guess. I don't know what to tell you.
That's right. That's right. This is a global event, everyone.
Very much so. Very much so.
As a result, we must time it globally.
Yep, we've got teams. We've got teams from North America, Europe, Asia, and China all competing in this same event. So we have a very narrow window each day that everybody can theoretically be available, because of course it's 5 a.m. on the American West Coast, or actually technically right now as I speak, it's 4:50 a.m. in California, on the U.S. West Coast. And let's just have a check. It's Sydney, Zath. What time is it in Sydney? It's almost 10 p.m. For example, if you happen to be playing out of Sydney, or 8 p.m. if you happen to be in Singapore. So we are all over the map here, ladies and gentlemen, and they've got to try and squeeze these things in where people are expected, or at least possible, to be conscious.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Indeed.
So what we're bringing to you guys today, the start, is going to be very interesting. This is TWA, which is almost everybody knows TWA at this point. They are EU's #1 seeded team, and they are facing against AYAYA, which is Asia's #1 seeded team.
I'm really, really interested to see this match, Zath, because I think we're going to see a radical clash of very, very different play styles.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And Asia's always been very fun to watch. I'm nervously looking at the sign-up sheet. There's a red box around the official EN cast, like they might be thinking about switching. Don't you dare.
Look, in fairness, it's their show. They get to do what they want. But
True.
There are, at the moment, of course, if you guys have followed the event, you know there's only two winners bracket games being played in this round. We're down to basically, this is the winners bracket semifinals, basically.
Yep.
And the other match is Resin and CL, a North America team and a Chinese team. So both official casts, the EU/North America official cast and the Chinese official cast, both chose that match. And it was like, well, I know where I don't want to be. That made this real easy, you know?
Yep.
But as Zath is pointing out, they can always call the last minute audible. So we'll see what happens.
That's right. Now, the plan for today, y'all, is we're going to do winners bracket up here, TWA, AYAYA. Then we're going to move to the losers bracket for a little bit. We're going to start with the bottom of the losers bracket, and then move on to round 4, the top of the losers bracket. And then we all get to party together in losers bracket round 5, baby.
There's only one match in losers bracket round 5. Technically, kind of, the way the losers bracket is structured is just weird, right? Because it's not really the final, but at that point in the event, there will only be 2 teams left in the losers bracket.
Correct.
So, and it's the only match, and so there we go. It's going to be, today will be a bit longer day than last weekend was, right? Most of the streams last weekend, we were right at about 3.5 to 4 hours both days, something like that, right?
I want to say something like that. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think today is going to probably go closer to 4.5, because we have 4 best of 3s on the schedule. I'll put the daily schedule up again just so you can kind of see how the morning is going to go. Now, of course, we don't know any of the opponents that we're going to see later in the morning, but the matches are scheduled, and we'll populate that data as we have it.
That's right.
One thing that they've done that I do like, Zath, You and I have seen this for many years in King of the Sea. A 3-game, a best of 3 on the schedule has always been blocked at 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
They've quit. Have you noticed they've quit doing that? These matches are blocked at 75 minutes for a best of 3, and I'm like, we've been begging them to do this for years as casters. Years.
So
I'm so excited.
What that means for all of you guys is that there's less downtime between matches. There's less talk, blah blah blah, filler, and that means that everything's a little bit more efficient. There's more action. The other thing that's different about this tournament, Raptor, is the end tomorrow. So, as you said, once we finish today, there's only 2 teams remaining, right? Actually 3. The
3.
No, 2. Sorry, no, there's 2. The losers bracket.
No, hold on.
1.
No, at the end of today, there should be.
There'll be 2. Losers bracket goes down to 1 team, and then the winners bracket is.
Then why is there a losers bracket? There's a losers bracket round 6 on my schedule.
Correct. So the losers bracket round 6 is whoever loses the winners bracket final round 3. They get knocked down to face in the losers bracket. So that's right. So there's 3 teams.
So there's still 3 teams.
3
left.
Teams. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, it becomes grand finals.
Right. At the end of today, there will only be 1 team to come out of the losers bracket.
Yes.
They will face off first thing in the morning against whoever loses next round's winners bracket finals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we already know that team is going to be one of 4 teams, right? It's either going to be TWA, AYAYA, Resin, or CL. We don't know how that's going to play out, but we know it's absolutely going to be one of those teams.
Correct.
When they started going to these double elimination tournaments several years ago, and this was something that the NA guys really championed in King of the Sea. Do you remember, Bazath, probably how resistant the Europeans were to double elimination?
Mm-hmm.
But they finally have kind of won, right? The double elimination system has sort of finally won at these big events, even though it's created some very odd results over the years. It kind of lengthens the day, lengthens the event, but it does make for really entertaining matches.
Now, one thing that's been done differently with the grand finals, historically, the winners bracket winner gets an automatic win in the best of 5 round. So they could potentially win 2 games and we're done. So what they've done now is they've changed it to where the grand finals is a best of 5. And if the losers bracket winner, right? If the losers bracket winner wins against the winners bracket winner, then there's another, are you sure about that grand final, which is a best of 3. So tomorrow, tomorrow there's the potential, even though the schedule shows that there's this block here, there's a potential this won't be here. There's a potential that tomorrow is going to be very quick.
The grand final round 2 is theoretical.
Correct. Grand final round 2.
Okay.
Grand final round 2 is only if whoever wins losers bracket round 6 wins against whoever wins winners bracket round 3, right? So essentially the losers bracket finalist comes back, punches the winners bracket finalist in the face, and the winners bracket finalist says, "Wait a minute, I'm not down yet." Because if you think about it, they don't get a double elimination. They don't get a second chance in the winners bracket final. So this gives them that second chance.
No, and I'll be honest, this is, in my opinion, sort of how it should be. And I think this is probably a result of some of the criticism they've gotten over the years, where that exact thing has happened, right? Where the losers bracket team has come back and won that grand final, and in theory the winners bracket victor is eliminated, but they only ever lost 1 match. It was the grand final. It should be double elimination. Everybody else got to lose twice except the guy who won the winners bracket. That doesn't make any sense. So I like this adaptation of the rules.
It's a neat idea, but what it means is that tomorrow is very uncertain, right? It could be, it could take us to 11 o'clock. So like you're saying, 4-hour stream, or it could be like a 2-hour stream. I mean, it could be anywhere in that window. And that's really important for all of you guys who are tuning in right now, because you want to get your drops. As a reminder, drops for you guys today you have a drop that will be a mystery drop. You've got a roll of the dice of different possibilities. You could, for example, get a special camo for Iowa at 0.5% chance, 0.5%, 0.5. Or you could possibly get two dockyard phases. I keep thinking shipyard. 2 dockyard phases. And what's important about that, of course, is if you have been working through all of your missions on the Laffy dockyard, this should be enough to top you off and get the Laffy for free. Or if you've already spent the doubloons, then hey, congratulations, you're going to start getting some steel, which isn't a bad thing either. But that's only 0.5% of you. So for every 1,000 people, that's what, 5?
It's not a lot. It's not a lot.
You ain't getting it, folks.
Wow, he's so positive this first thing in the morning, isn't he?
I try. That's 90 minutes. That's 90 minutes you have to watch. So tomorrow is only 2 hours, guys. Weekend day 2. See that? Go. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's the. I was gonna say, I think that's the key. You pointing out that tomorrow is a very short day is a big deal. Now, one of the things that I'll point out for those of you that are working on your drops is that yes, the official event will only run. It's going to run today, the longest of all. This will probably be the longest day of the whole event. Tomorrow will likely be the shortest, but the drop windows last about 12 hours. So
are they that way today too?
Let's have a double check. But I mean, they were last weekend. Either way, let me come over here. Give me a moment. I'll just click on your channel because why not? And then.
Yeah, I'm looking on my end too.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Today they run until 7 p.m. U.S. Central Time. So yes, yep.
That's extremely generous of them.
It really is. It really is, because it means that anybody who signed up to cast this event has literally a 12-hour window in which that you guys can earn these drops by watching. So even though the actual tournament only lasts, say 4 hours, there's still 8 extra hours that guys like Zath can stream, and you guys can continue to watch him and work on your fancy tournament drops. So that is very generous. They haven't. Yeah. I haven't seen them do this in a while. Historically, they cap it at about 6 hours, don't they?
Yes, or actually they've gotten within an hour of final. And there was actually one time I think the drop stopped before the tournament, and people were really livid about that.
Yeah, that's not okay. You can't do that.
There's kind of a back and forth that has to be done there. Yeah, so it's nice of them. And for those of you guys, I mean, if you're tuning in right now, you got nothing to worry about for drops. But usually, I do an after party where I cut the delay and keep going so that people can, hopefully get their drops and stuff like that. So that is the plan for today. We'll see how I feel in 9 hours, 10 hours. If I can go all the way to 6.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Now, my chat asking an interesting question, Zath, and we haven't talked about this. There were some teams and some players and some accounts that got punished since the last weekend of the event.
You know what? It wouldn't be a World of Warships tournament without some drama.
Some drama. No,
I gotta say,
drama.
Dwama. Yeah. We had some Dwama with some teams that were cheating a little bit.
Well, okay, so yes and no, right? There are explicit rules in the event written about account sharing during the year, right? In other words, if you're going to be eligible for these big events, you cannot share your account during clan battle season.
Correct.
At all. And they had some folks basically that they feel like they nailed for that. But we've got a game.
We do have a game. This is true.
Let's come back and finish that conversation later. This is going to be the flip spawn, Zath. Don't forget.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, excellent. I'm going to go over here and push this button and then push that button.
And this button.
All right, let's go. I'm going the wrong way with the camera.
That's how we start this off.
That's how we start this off. It's that early. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game 1 of the day. We are here in the winner's bracket semifinal. This is TWA and AYAYA, and I can already see that they've managed to mess up my mods. because the point values for ships no longer display. Well done, guys. Good job. Well done. All right. Well, anyways, let's have a look at the AYAYA lineup. I'll probably try and fix that between games. We've got this. Here we go. Put this little parallel builder. You choose Daring, fairly standard build, looking like a gun build there. iCUE and Gdansk. We've got Delny here, Moyo with Razzle Dazzle, and a 4-cruiser lineup here for AYAYA, BYF in a Salem, RBQ in a Castilla. I feel like we kept seeing him in Zhao last weekend.
I think so.
Snowy and also in a Castilla, a very underrated tier 10 ship, I think, and Muon in a Prince van Orange.
There you go. Well, Castilla's... Sorry, go ahead.
I'll say I don't see anything in those builds that particularly stands out and makes me raise my eyebrows.
No. And remember, Castilla's only 12 points. We didn't talk about the point system, but for those tuning in for the first time, teams have 100 points to distribute, and each ship is worth a certain amount of points. All right, let's take a look at the red team. That would be TWA, EU's #1 seed. Heading over towards the A cap, all the way on the flank is Stock 1 Co in the Henri Patra, as you like to call it, Raptor. This is with a Honore with the boosted adrenaline rush. Reprise Daring is heading straight to the cap, backed up by Vile 9's Vamp Deuce in the house, everybody. Behind him is my personal favorite player because he helped win Team League for my team. That would be Kenny Mod in the Des Moines. Look at
bias
that.
Confirmed.
Bias confirmed. That's right. Caster bias confirmed. On the other side, we have Forward Unto Dawn's Svea working its way towards the 9-10 line. Behind him is Solitude's Daring without Dazzle, but going for some utility. And Messi of WoW's PRPR and another Henri heading towards the... Well, kind of just be playing goalie right now, I think.
About to get very exciting here. Everybody counter radaring each other here at A. But it's the whose radar is this? It's the Des Moines radar that's going to last significantly longer than the Gdansk radar. They get a little bit of chip damage out of Vile, but that's about it. Moyo's Delny definitely backing off the cap here. Yeah, kind of getting driven off this cap early.
Yeah, I was surprised that AYAYA stayed so close, but they must have thought it was something else radaring them. Oh well.
Now, we haven't really talked about Delny very much, Sath, but Delny is a big favorite of the Chinese and Asia teams kind of in general.
Yeah,
I like what AYAYA has done with this Prince Orange position. Go ahead.
Yeah, she's quite tanky, so that comes in handy. Yeah, and the Prince is there to try to kill off the Des Moines. If you play comp enough, you know Des Moines going to go there, right?
Oh, yeah. It's a very predictable spot where Kenny Mod has set up for a radar cruiser. The Prince Orange kind of trying to counter that position as Sakiko's Henri pushing up the one line, trying to dive the island here. He's going to easily make it, keeping Moyo's Delny lit, continuing to push damage there as well.
Yep. iCUE's Gdansk opens up on Reprise Daring with the radar. Whole lot of just blows being traded over here on the one line.
Yeah, Moyo not looking so hot. TWA is going to have TWA's very, very strong play for the A-cap, looking like it's going to work out here. They do hold a numbers advantage here, right? Only three AYAYA ships here kind of pushed off the cap. And then, of course, to the south, you have the double deuce pair there that TWA has put into the field.
Yep. So Delny's got some pretty good side plate armor. Teams found, I think it was the last COTS or maybe before that, that the Delny was quite resistant to incoming fire. Not quite as good as Ragnar, but still good.
Yeah, she doesn't have 50mm Habarovsk armor, but it's still pretty solid.
Right. So when you couple that with the heal and the speed to relocate, she became a favorite when Kleber was banned specifically.
Now, AYAYA not sitting idle. They hold the numbers advantage along the other side of the map. The double Castillas pushing down the 9-10 line, whereas Yichu's Daring and Muon's Prince have taken the inside track. They're going to be stepping onto sea here in just a moment.
I had mentioned this before previously, but in competitive environments, you will typically see 2 ships on a kite side and the remainder, the bulk of ships on the push side. If you look at what's going on with TWA, they've kind of done that. They've got the Henri and the Des Moines, that's Kenny, chilling over at A, and you can see the Daring Repri is now starting to rotate over to the C-Cap because they don't need to push over there anymore. They won that side, and that's partly because AYAYA didn't necessarily have all their ships in position. That Salem, by the time he got there, was pretty much too late to do anything on that side of the map, so... Oh well. Yeah,
the Henri lacks some of the utility that American cruiser will bring, but he does have one big advantage in these maps, and that is the speed boost. He is innately faster with the speed boost, and so he is able to get to that island, get to that position far, far in advance of any Salem ever made.
Yes, or as one of our favorite clanmates used to say, Spood Beast.
Spood Beast indeed. All right, AYAYA does flip C. Soleil's Daring working this island edge here, as Yichu looks like he's trying to come in. Are we going to be proxy spotting here?
Well,
no, Daring, okay, he's on the...
Yichu's Hydro is down, so yeah.
Yeah, Yichu's Hydro is down, but Soleil's is not. This is a bold move. I don't know why you would voluntarily sit here.
Well, so I think AYAYA's plan is get the ships on the flank that could shoot him, and... you know, they're just running Yichu into proxy spots. See, Solitude's being forced back now. He's going to have to give ground.
Yeah. Oh, Solitude. I just caught it. There it is. Yep, I see the name now.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of the joys of casting tournaments is when players change their names.
Yes. Well, and sometimes they do it specifically to troll us, which is always hilarious.
Yes.
BYF Salem now pushing Zath. Moving up down the 1 line. I'm a little surprised at this, giving Kenny Mod his flank like this. He's both Des Moines class cruisers trading AP blows here.
I don't think BYF was expecting to see Kenny Mod there. I think they were expecting Kenny Mod to have relocated.
I thought they pretty well knew where Kenny Mod was. Maybe not. I guess they thought maybe they'd pulled him completely out, and he was unexpected. BYF stopping in front of these torpedoes. He's got a gap if he can get his engines ticking, but he's a long way from his heel. I don't think he's going to survive this play.
Remember, Salem can only choose to take the T-Rex radar or the hydroacoustic search consumable. Yeah, take both like Kenny Mod's Des Moines.
Yep.
And yeah, that will be first blood for TWA.
Yep, bit of an unforced error there. So you think... You basically think that they had lost track of Kenny, weren't sure where he was, and he surprised them by being in that spot.
They had to have lost track of at least one player over there and thought, okay, maybe we can make a play, because, you know, I wonder if Moyu's Delny was a little late in getting there too, and they just didn't time that push properly. But I get the feeling like they thought more of TWA had rotated over. Even I commented that before. I thought that they left 2 ships there. I didn't see Vile's Vamp Deuce over by Stockiko's Henri.
Well, AYAYA now putting all of their eggs in this basket here. This C push has to produce results for them. They need the cap, and they really need a kill to get back in this game. RBQ, apparently the pick target now is these Darings are just brazenly open firing him. No smoke, no nothing.
Part of that is because Forward Unto Dawn is decently chunked down in his Svea, although he does have the smoke available for now.
PreyQ's Gdansk picking up Repri's Daring here briefly with his radar. They decide to trade some shots, but PreyQ has friends around. Yichu's Daring flipping the cap, getting some damage in there on Repri.
I mean, might as well. Like you said, they need to get a kill as well as the cap, so there's the cap part of it. Technically, AYAYA wins in time.
So this is more, I think, of what I was expecting when I saw how cheaply Daring was priced, Zath. If memory serves, and we can look at this between games, Daring is only listed, I think, at 12 points. But I remember thinking that is crazy. How many times in King of the Sea have we seen how capable, how good this ship is in the hands of experienced destroyer captains? You know, how hard it is to kill. And speaking of, Repri now caught out of heels, and he is absolutely going to go out of this game. and that's a big kill for AYAYA, and they needed those points.
They did desperately. However, iCUE opening up is gonna put him in trouble for a little bit till his smoke comes by. Oh, it's actually up right now. Why aren't you smoking? Why you no smoke?
I think right now they're just trying to take advantage of the fact that they can see Solitude back there.
It's gonna get spicy. Shells.
TWA not been idle. They've now pushed through the ACAP. Viles, Vamp, Deuce, Sakiko's Henri now starting to possibly put pressure on this B cap up here. They've rotated Muon back north to help receive that push when it finally shows up. And Kinney has finally pushed through the middle of the map. I think this is what the play they were expecting earlier, that Kinney kind of just took his time on, that ended up costing them the Salem.
Yeah, if that Salem hadn't pushed at that moment and essentially donated, this might have been a little bit different there. Would have at least helped keep forces over at A more.
Kinney just absolutely savaging Precue's Gdansk here, but it's the Henri Messi from the south that gets the kill.
Yeah, we got a little Dutch oven action from the Prince van Oranje coming in. Doesn't do too much.
Very, very, very good heads-up play by TWA and KennyMod here, realizing the map was open, realizing that how impactful that Des Moines could be. I can't see point value, Zath. I think that Des Moines is the most expensive ship on their team. Am I wrong?
Des Moines is 19 points, tied with the Svea.
The Svea. Okay, well,
so,
it feels to me like they've 100% gotten, I mean, they've absolutely, unquestionably gotten their value out of KennyMod.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, okay.
At some point, they're going to put like, point values on players.
I was saying, yeah, I know, right? When you take a player that capable and give them a ship that capable, you can't help but have good things happen in a team for a team like TWA. iCUE and Solitude now looks like one of these is going home as KennyMod cleans up Muon as well.
Yep. And now it's all over but the crying. 8 seconds to go.
Yep.
And I have to think about who I want for my death pick. Okay.
AYAYA's push down the 8-9 line never really bears fruit. They do own C in a couple of brief stints, but TWA holding firm and looking great here in game 1.
Yeah. Really good showing by AYAYA. Just not enough for them. But we got at least one more game to bring you.
Indeed, at a minimum. All right, let's come back to here for a minute, and I am gonna go reinstall mods. So,
alrighty.
Let's see.
Well, while you do that, I can talk us through the point value system. Let's see, is that? There we go. There we go.
Yeah, I'll put that up. There we go. Go for it.
Yeah. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, you've got 100 points to distribute amongst the ships. So, chat on either side. Feel free to share. What ship do you think is maybe incorrectly priced here? The way that this tournament is run is that they use point values to try to balance ships that are maybe a little bit more OP in competitive. For example, Christopher Colombo at 28 points, the most expensive ship in this tournament. I don't think we've seen one yet. However, we have seen a couple of Hildebrands at 27 points. Very expensive.
Very.
Very expensive. And we saw some good work out of one Hildebrand in one game. The other one, not so much. I think the biggest problem with the hybrids in a tournament like this is you have to be able to switch between spotting to damage to positioning and spotting and damage. You have to just flip through all of that, and it's too easy to get suckered into one of those roles only. And in both battles that the Hildebrand was in, those teams lost. So unfortunate for them. As far as destroyers are concerned, you can see the Daring at 13 points. I would definitely take that over an Elbing, over a Hoffman, over a Hull. We've seen 42s and 52s being played. We saw Cassard being played, so we do get a little variety here. But what I like about this tournament is take a look at the traditional ships that high-end COTS teams like to take. For example, the Gearing, the Harugumo. The Summers is even allowed in this tournament, but they're all so darned expensive. Even, like, you can see the Gdansk at 19 points. We just saw Gdansk last game.
Yes, we did.
So, you know, if you're going to want to take one of these better ships, You have to pay for that through something else. And so that's why you saw double Castilla, because it's only 12 points. It's relatively cheap for cruisers. Along with Battleship Hindenburg and Yodo, Yoshino, look at the Colbert, Austin, and even a Kitakami at 8 points, the cheapest ship in the game. Almost a meme, I would say.
And yet we saw one last weekend.
And yet we saw one. Well, that was for the
one last weekend.
That was the meme game, wasn't it? With the 4.
It was,
Cecilias?
but we still saw one, so I'm still claiming it.
Okay, fine. We had a team. They knew they were out, so they just said, "What the hell? Let's just do it." They brought 4 Cecilias, a Kitakami.
I'm pretty sure it was. Pretty sure it was the meme game.
Yeah, it ended as you would expect. So.
It did end exactly as you would expect, but it was highly entertaining to watch. All right, I'm loading back in here. Let's see if we can get this working.
Sounds good. You got time. Yeah, hasn't readied up yet. And as a reminder, everybody, there is up to 10 minutes in between games, although typically it's closer to 5.
With teams this experienced, this deep into the event, it generally is a little closer to 5. But officially, yes, they have 10 minutes in between rounds. And oh, there it is. Okay. Perfect. I'm back in time. Excellent. Okay. All right. I reinstalled the mods. I hope this works. I just hope. That's all I know. I mean, we won't know until we get into the game. I'm a little irritated, but we'll see how this goes.
One of the things that we were pinged yesterday with updated mods, and so I'm a big fan of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I asked what was in the mod pack.
Yeah.
And they said, "Oh, we just updated this one thing." And I'm like, "All right, I'm just gonna leave it."
Yeah. They did add all the ships that were not in there.
Yep, I'm bringing them in now.
Okay, I'm gonna have one more game where this is apparently broken, because I'm realizing now they have changed. Okay, I was downloading the mods from the wrong place, so that's on me. And I don't want to hold these guys up, but I'm not going to go through it. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and do all the extract and install, and then I'll just restart the client in between games, and we'll get that working.
Gotcha.
Yep. I'll have one more games, guys, where we won't have the points available on the HUD in the game, and then I will get it fixed right after. So apologies for that.
Yep.
But we'll get it corrected here momentarily. Okay.
Let me, let's see. I'm going to hit this button because I need to fix something over here.
There we go.
Bam. Okay. And we also forgot to mention, too, in these best of 3s, there is 1 ship banned per team. So Napoli and Ragnar banned for this match.
Oops, I need to get this thing set up again. Okay, hold on. TWA. AYAYA. Yeah, because I cycled it, and now it's all dead.
Chat's coming in now after 5 minutes. Vam Deuce is a good pick. Sure, she's a good pick. The crawling smoke is very handy. However, in tournament environments, one of the biggest problems is radar. And so the Vamp Deuce can crawl, can hydro, can shoot, but once it's spotted, it can die. And it doesn't have the heal to keep it going. Personal opinion, I would say the Druid is a better pick than the Vamp Deuce, and it's 1 point cheaper. I'd rather have a Druid because it's got the heal.
I said Druid's got a heal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Druid doesn't have torpedoes.
It's got every ship has one, sir.
You know what I mean, Zath. Okay, so the trick with Druid is you're putting all the notion of the all-gun cruiser in this game, I think, has repeatedly demonstrated its value over the years, given how good Des Moines remains 10 years in, Zath. We're a decade into World of Warships. Des Moines remains one of the most prevalent, prominent, capable tier 10 cruisers in World of Warships.
That's right.
But the all-gun destroyers have never really been as impactful, have they? Ships like Druid, Like there's a couple other ones out there. Oh, what's the tier 9
Barbiano?
one? The Dutch one. No, the Dutch one.
Oh,
Friesland
yeah.
Groningen, right? I mean, as good as those ships are, knowing when you are in something, a significantly larger ship, a battleship, let's just say, right? If you're in a battleship, what's the main reason you don't push a destroyer? Because he probably has his little mini nukes ready to end your day.
That's right.
But if you know you're up against a destroyer that doesn't have that capability, you're not afraid to push him at all. You have 70,000 hit points or more. You have bigger guns. Yeah, they reload slower, but what do you care? Like, you're going to crush him. So the all-gun destroyer concept is very hit and miss in this game.
Yeah. But when they hit, man, it's fun.
Oh, it is fun. I'm not going to get you, don't get me wrong. And Druid, this is the kind of an environment that a well-played Druid can really thrive in because of the fact that Druid really can't spot for herself. She really needs friends to do that for her. And what better place to try it than with some of the most capable and deadly friends you could possibly find, your clanmates at the top of their game.
That's right. Chat coming in too with Sevastopol at 12. We did see Sevastopol last weekend. A couple times.
That's a pick that still baffles me. And teams did have some success with it, right? But that slow burn heal proved, you know, again and again that it is a bit of a liability on a ship that's that detectable.
That's right. That's right. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, game 2 is about to begin. The
Game
game's
2
afoot,
inbound. Yeah, we're using the regular
one
now.
this time. Yep.
Yeah, I think so, yes. Let's make sure. Yes, awesome. I nailed it.
Nailed it.
All right, now let's see if my overlay is still broken. I'm pretty sure it is. The HUD should still be busted. It is. That's fine. I know how to fix it now, so I'll get that corrected in between games. All right, one more time from the top, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to North, Game 2 of this best-of-3 series between TWA and AYAYA. Here in the winners bracket semifinals here in Warship Masters 2025. Take a quick look at the TWA lineup here. Looking very similar to last game. Solitude remains in a daring. So Vile also remains in a daring. Very similar builds there. Double destroyer lineup means we got an extra cruiser. Sakiko sticking with his Henri Quatre. Forward Unto Dawn sticking with his Svea. Kinemod sticking with that Des Moines that was very impactful, very well positioned last game. That's a unique upgrade. Elysia and a Prince Orange. And a Messi moving from an Orange into a Howden Liu with unique upgrades.
Right. One other change in the lineup, Vile was actually in a Vamp Deuce last game.
If I was in the Vamp Deuce, okay. The British and Commonwealth destroyers, I get confused. My apologies.
Oh, it's so easy. It happens to me all the time. AYAYA is bringing a ship we haven't seen in this tournament yet, Raptor. Let's take a look at their lineup. They have several ships going to the B cap. That's Precues, Delny leading the charge over there. Kar Akatsuki behind him in a test ship Zhao with reload build. And using the unique captain, one of the Suzuki brothers, for the buffed survivability expert. Love it. Actually, 2 ships we haven't seen this tournament. Summers is one of those 2. Very expensive destroyer. We were talking about that in the break. 18 points. But behind him is an even more expensive ship. BYF saying, you know what, guys? I didn't feel good about that last game, so I'm going to take a more expensive ship this time. You guys are okay with that, right? He's bringing up Brisbane at 20 points with the utility build.
And one of the cheaper cruisers there.
Austin behind him. That's right. With all damage build. I would say Lighthouse, but I think the caliber of the guns is small enough to where the concealment debuff doesn't hit. Muon is in a Stalingrad.
Ooh, look at this info radar from Kenny.
I like it.
Look at telling them that C is wide open and letting them know how heavy AYAYA has deployed to the other flank. They're about to catch a glimpse of Muon's Stalingrad.
Yep. And finally, we've got RBQ's Yamato's Yoshino with reload.
Yep.
Playing the kite away thing. Yoshino's a good pick for kite flank. It's got decent armor, good guns, and those 20-kilometer team killing torps. And look at the shots coming in on Vile.
We haven't seen Yoshino yet, Zath, but I remember when I saw this ship in the lineup, I remember thinking, you know, it is cheap because it lacks utility, but it is not a bad ship. Yoshino, highly capable in the hands of somebody who understands how good she is, but she can be fairly fragile.
Yes. She's a long one, and because of that, it's easy to Citadel if you get a broadside. Speaking of which,
Kenny getting punished.
A lot of punishment going on. RBQ getting punished by Stakiko's Henri. Muon, Stalingrad turning out and going into kite away position. Got smacked a little bit.
Kenny pushing incredibly aggressively here, costing him over half his HP. Finally has cover from the Akatsuki Zao shells that decimated him a moment ago. But Kenny getting some of his own back here. Look how quickly they're just draining that Muon's health here in the Stalingrad.
Well, Stalingrad burns really well and really for a long time. So that's the hard part about taking a Stalingrad. I feel like they had him in a bad position early. He was bow in, bow north, and he should have been bow out. So he lost a lot of damage making that turn, and of course Kenny was in the perfect position to punish that with AP.
So much of it's going to come down to if they can get Kenny off the board or not. If this play works for TWA and Kenny Mod survives, then I think TWA is in a great spot. But if they lose Kenny for this play, it's not going to feel so great.
3,000 fire. That's a sticky fire. That's a dead Kenny. That's a dead Kenny.
Pretty sure they're gonna successfully punish this Des Moines here. Kenny's gonna burn out. First blood going to AYAYA here in game 2. That's a big kill.
Yep. Now the question is, can Muon survive? Got 5 seconds till heal. DCP, he'll be fine up until the heal.
There he goes. Smash that button. He is still detected. Waiting for that fire to expire. It finally does. He's still not dark. RBQ's Yoshino holding up as well, although it looks like he's missing 2 torpedo launchers. Oh no, they've been reset. They haven't been destroyed.
Gotcha. Lots going up over on the A flank. Lots going on up on the A flank as
no.
BYF says,
hold my beer. You thought game 1 was entertaining. Let me show you how entertaining game 2 can be. Oh man, there's a guy who's gonna get razzed by his clanmates for sure.
Oh goodness, yes. Oh goodness, yes.
Summers does successfully sneak into the A cap and flip that over. A very high risk play, but it bears fruit.
Yes, but I'll tell you what, that full kill, that's gonna be hard to come back from.
That's brutal. And they didn't get very much out of the Brisbane either now, and it's definitely a health disadvantage here for AYAYA. They've given up a ton of Stalingrad and Yoshino health here. But it's not over. Those ships are still in the game, and converting kills can be difficult.
It can be. It can be.
We're about to have look at Moyo's Austin. I think we're going to have a little bit of a close encounter between Vile and the Austin. That'll be entertaining if it happens.
It's honestly something that I think needs to happen for AYAYA to manage the win. I just don't think it's gonna happen. It really depends on what Vile does right here. He's committing into the center.
I am loving Yichu's play, Zath, and his Summers. They took A, right? They drew somebody back into the cap. Solitude's going to take that, but Yichu now has a free run to the C cap. He can actually threaten their backfield. I'm sure TWA thinks that C cap is secure, but it's not as secure as they would want it to be.
No, watch Vile.
Yeah, Vile getting pushed here by the Austin.
He's gotta get that. There we go. His turnout was a little bit too early, and that cost him some time. He wants to shoot, but you know that there's that thing called the Prince Venerani over there too. And here we go.
Here we go. Austin pushing his reload booster. Let's see how quickly he can demolish Vile. If he can pull it off, he's probably going to. Massive punishment.
Wow.
Absolutely caught out and dead Vile there.
That's exactly what AYAYA needed right now.
Yep, they needed those points. They needed that kill, and the Summers is going to continue on as predicted. Yichu's going to step onto C here in a minute. Now the question is, can they extract Moyu from this position?
Well, he got the Dutch oven coming. I'm surprised he's not using his defensive anti-air. Why not try to swat some of these bombs down before they get dropped?
I mean, it's not like Austin's anti-air is terrible. Quite the opposite. Right? It's some of the best in the game.
Exactly. There he goes. A little late on that.
That's all right. We got there in the end, right?
Sure.
He does take some more punishment and another fire from the bombs.
Yeah, he's out.
The fire's going to be a problem because he's not going to be able to stay dark.
That's exactly it.
Fire, of course, in the game, increasing your detection by 2 kilometers. He's going to trade some shells with Solitude, but they are going to pick up that kill as iCUE converts the C cap. And now, AYAYA's kind of got a weird board position. That they are spread to hell and gone.
Yeah, but I really like how Akatsuki Zhao's come back. Everybody's shooting Messi of WoW's Howlin' Liu.
Yeah. The Howden's getting just hammered here. He's on like triple fires.
It's just
double
Howden
fires.
things. Just Howden things.
Yeah. Just Dutch things. Who wants Stalingrad doing what he does best, burning nicely, burning brightly.
Shining bright like a diamond.
Indeed, Messi now in a gunfight with the Summers. Summers' gunpowder is not terrible, but I wouldn't be excited about getting into a gunfight with a Howden Liu. They're going to pick up Messi, though.
I would if it ensures a kill, which is exactly what just happened. And that needed to happen. Woo! Raptor?
I think Solitude took a torpedo there, Zaf. Maybe? I don't know. He's very low.
Yeah, that's a possibility. We might be seeing a game 3. We'll find out.
It's very possible. It's
what
very,
I want to
very
see.
possible. We're still 2.5 minutes from a solid AYAYA win here, but they do have at the moment a small health advantage and a ship lead and a cap lead. So like they're in a good position, presuming they can retain all of these ships on the board.
It's a big assumption as the Zhao's pulling up and saying, "Hey, shoot me now."
Yep, Zhao getting Dutch ovened here. Muon a bit caught between Orangi AP and Henri Quatre AP.
Yeah, I don't like the decision he's making there. I think he's better off just hiding away from the Prince Venerani.
Well, he pretty much can't turn at this stage. Like if he turns, no matter what he does, he's kind of hosed, I think.
He's out of heals and DCP down.
Ooh, iCUE making a bold move here. Staying just outside of the daring hydro range. But getting lit briefly. They're trying to push the Orangi out of position.
Yep. Oh, good torpedo hit.
Yoshino torpedoes! Oh!
There we go.
That is a big kill. That lowers the timer now only 60 seconds.
Akatsuki sacrificing himself to try to save his teammate, coming out in front of Elysia's Prince Venerani. He's turning to try to get his torpedoes off.
But he doesn't get the starboard torps off. They do back the Stalingrad, big time extension. They are gonna get the Prince here.
Wow.
Absolute chaos here at the end of the game, but I think AYAYA is gonna hold on for this win, Zaf.
It was so weird. He just pulled out right in front of that Prince. Like, didn't you just see what he did a few minutes ago to your friendly Brisbane? No? Okay. Now we learn again.
Yep. AYAYA bags a quick kill here in the middle of the board, and it's all over. We're going to game 3.
That's it.
Headed to land of fire here in just a few minutes.
Oh my goodness.
That was entertaining. See, this is why we cast these kinds of events, guys, because you just never know what you're gonna see.
Hell yeah, brother. All right, let's do it. Game 3, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
So I have this button, right, that kind of like goes to chat after 5 minutes. Is like, hey, clip that moment, please. I kept pressing it. And like the problem is that you can't keep pressing it because I wanted to keep pressing it. I mean, you can't keep doing it because then it stops the previous timer and starts the next one, as you know. So I had to just sit there and I'm like, oh, I really want that clip too. So I hope somebody grabs that.
You can always just go back and clip your own stream. It's not the big deal.
Yes, I can absolutely. And I might just have to do that.
Uh-oh.
What?
Look at chat. That we're waiting for people to join now. I guess that means the official cast is coming here. Dun 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 dun.
Okay. I'm
guessing. Let's have a look. Doesn't say.
Okay.
Resin did win game 1, Zaf,
Okay.
in the other winners bracket match, and then Rain in the losers bracket went 2-0 over Salem. Moyai HSR tied at 1. Bonks and Throw tied at 1 apiece. And Error at the moment up a game on ZZHL according to tournament.
Let's take a look.
Yes, the official. So the official. Yeah, you can see the chat now.
Mm-hmm.
So we will be joined by the official NA/EU stream, the English stream, here shortly.
Yeah, which means Resin will 2-0 CL.
Resin must have gone 2-0 over CL. Resin in the winners bracket finals. Look at that, Zach.
Yeah.
That feels good. Hashtag hope for NA continues. Let's go.
Pray for NA.
Pray for NA.
That's right. Hashtag pray for NA. That was good and unfortunate. I discovered I was hanging out on his stream. One of our good friends from the CC Summit, TN, is playing for CL. So we might see him later in the losers bracket.
It was really fun to meet those guys in Belgrade. That was just last year, wasn't it? Why does it feel so much longer ago?
I know. Now, the tournament drama you were talking about before, if I recall.
Oh yeah, we didn't finish that conversation.
The 2 or 3 of the players from Salem were removed from the tournament, banned because of account sharing during clan battle season. So,
see, and that was just it. They gave us, when they made this. Okay, so you guys probably wouldn't have seen this, but there was an announcement made in the King of the Sea, the tournament Discord, that they had banned. It was like 5 players, right? 5 players that they had banned.
Something like that, 5 or 6.
That they had thrown out of the event. They basically said the players with these account numbers, but that's just it. They give you the player ID, but I don't know who that is. The player ID is only visible to Wargaming and the person who owns the account. So and the back end, the admins and stuff have all that information, but we don't. I don't know who these people are. And so one of the big questions been going around for the last few days is, well, who are these people? Like, okay, they got thrown out, but who are they? We don't know.
Right. And it's interesting. When they go and they post that, unfortunately, all of the bans came from the same region, which is unfortunate because then you lead to stereotyping and all that crap. But during the week, I was keeping an eye on the Warship Masters chat in the COTS Discord, and there was a lot of talk by a member of Kite, which is an NA team, who was banned for a similar reason.
I saw this conversation. Yeah, I saw this conversation.
What I think was really interesting was he, of course, filed a support ticket because he, said this was a wrongful ban. And what I really appreciated is, one, a Wargaming employee, Baz, saw that and said, okay, I'm gonna chase this down. And so he said, give me the ticket number. I'm gonna double check and get that fixed. And what I really appreciate about that is that you have people that aren't just taking the system literally and then saying, well, clearly that's it, done, goodbye.
Yeah.
And I speak from experience, being wrongly banned in the past and not having anybody at Wargaming even willing to consider that they could be wrong.
Yep.
So
yeah,
there was, I really like that.
For those of you guys that are much newer to the game, when was that? That was like 2017 or 2018. They had that incident, wasn't it, Zaf? It was a while ago.
Yeah, it was 2018, I think.
There were mods that were approved by Wargaming, right? In other words, they had mods in there. This was after they had the mod station, so there were mods in the official mod pack that their own anti-cheat software began to flag as cheats, and they started banning people for using officially approved mods. And so the mod that I was using, was called Reshade, which is became very popular for a while because it did all kinds of things with colors and really made things pop. And so at the time, I was on the wiki editing team and I was taking screenshots for the wiki. So I said, hey, look at this cool program I saw in the Wargaming forums. Let's go ahead, download it, try it out. And, oh, hey, the pictures look really sexy. This is pretty, exactly.
And yeah, then I got banned. So,
Yeah.
Zach, you're doing too good of a job taking screenshots. Get out of here.
Yeah, that was the thing. And so very, 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 very wild.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you're not banned now. So obviously something changed. How did you finally manage to get that all resolved?
Well, it was a 1 week long ban. And of course, it happened during San Francisco Fleet Week, which was a 200% first win bonus week. So that really honked me off.
You're the only person on the planet who would remember that.
Yeah. Well, because I went to go log in and it says you've been banned. And I literally sat there on my couch looking at my projector with my mouth wide open like, what do I do now? Like I literally, Zath.exe has stopped working. Like I just sat there and didn't know what to do with my time because I've never done that before. So that was wild.
That is hilariously funny.
The result was, I think after 3 days and enough people saying, Wargaming, what the hell? They finally realized, okay, Reshade is a program that maybe looks like it's a bannable mod because of the way it behaves. And I didn't think about it, but what it does is it injects itself into the executable. So it very much looks like, Warpack or whatever, aim bots, cheat mods there are. So, okay, I can see the false positive here. But all they did was undid the ban, and that was it. The other thing I liked about this incident with Warship Masters is that person actually got some compensation for Wargaming's mistake. I never received anything.
I didn't know about this. I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, he posted. He got like 12,000 steel or something.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That was nice of him.
Right?
I didn't know they'd done that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Actually, I think I got like 1 day of premium time. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Although admittedly back in that era, that's notable, Zath, because you didn't pay for anything. You wouldn't spend doubloons on nothing.
No, as Pigeon of War found out, much to his chagrin and his dog's disappointment.
Yes, I remember. His disappointment was immeasurable and his day was ruined.
We had this Pigeon of War was a producer. I think he was a producer for World Warships on the NA team.
He was the associate producer here on the North American server. I'm almost positive.
Yeah, and so he started the wiki team up, and so he had his Discord for that. And at one point, we were all just kind of talking about how much we spend in the game, and Tedster's like, I've spent blah 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 or whatever, and Pigeon's like, let me go look that up. And I don't remember his dog's name. Do you remember his dog's name?
I do not.
But he would always say his dog's, like, whatever the name is, he always say, like, my dog is very happy with you, or is eating nicely because of you.
He's eating well, thank you. Yeah, it was always the joke. He was like, thanks for keeping him fed, basically.
So, Tedster would be like, go ahead, look mine up. And River of the Royals, like, go ahead and look mine up. And I'm like, all right, let's go. So I said, go ahead, look mine up. He looks at it, and he's like, Zath, is this right? I'm like, yes.
Yes, of course it's correct.
It's like, my dog is really not happy with you.
Yeah,
and
I believe his exact words were, "You son of a bitch."
Yeah. I said, you've got permission to share with the Discord. He's like, are you sure? And he like made me like pipe out this whole like lawyer-ish, like I give you full rights to share this blah blah.
Yeah. It's
and
a big deal.
He goes, Zath has only spent $20 in this game, and I'm like, that's right, bitch.
That's right. You love telling this story, even today.
That $20, by the way, went straight to the USS Texas. It went through Wargaming's hands and to the USS Texas.
Straight to Texas. It's funny, Zath, you're sitting there reading off names from the old wiki program, and I had a little Obi-Wan Kenobi moment. Oh, there's a name I've not heard in a long time.
Yep. Well,
so many great people in that program back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I keep hoping that they'll manage to find a way to fix it.
The wiki?
Yeah. It hasn't, it quit functioning several patches ago. Well, sort of. Like they're having all kinds of problems with it because the corporate divorce also made a big mess of that thing in my mind, right? Because they, you had all these Russians that did all the back end coding. They've been gone for years now. They never did get AA to work, right? In 2019, they changed how AA worked, and the wiki's never been updated.
There were whenever we had issues with the wiki, there would be like this one Russian dev who would just like randomly appear, be like, "What's wrong?"
Yes.
And we would be like,
What did you break? What did you touch this time?
and,
I
like,
got my hand slapped a couple of times for doing stuff like trying things, trying to improve things. And, you know, I would occasionally not do well. And
like-
he would show up and, what did you do?
I'm sorry, mister. Could you please fix for me? I won't do it
Yeah,
again.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. It was like,
Please
you know,
don't ban my account.
yeah. And finally, Pigeon had to be like, dude, you got to stop. And I was like, okay. He's like, no, he's like, seriously, they're getting mad. I was like, okay.
Raptor liked to
I'm
mess
like,
with the code and try to figure out, can
did.
we insert something up here? And then he would do that, save it, and then like the whole page just disappears.
Well, so that was early on. I didn't understand the concept of a test page, right? There were, I mean, it was very, very simple to just create just a dummy wiki page for nothing and test things out, right? And I learned that eventually. But when I was first messing around with the wiki and trying to improve it, like we were trying to embed tables and like, you know, the if you go over there now, we have beautiful tables for recommended captain skills, recommended mods, all of that stuff. Some of that stuff didn't exist when you and I started in the program. We added all of that, and I had to sit down and kind of draft the initial pass of code to put all that in. And I finally got to, and over the years we did other things with it. We added other things. We added recommended flags, recommended signal flags after the big signal flag revamp and so on. And eventually we got to where I would have a little test page for stuff where I would just create a page and I could dick around with it, and it, you know, it wouldn't impact anything else until I was ready to deploy it. That way it wasn't like I was messing up a live ship page or that kind of thing. So, yeah.
You needed a little bit of a test bed.
Yeah, I did, I learned not only the value of it but the need for it, right? In that environment, because it was very easy to break things in that mod, in that wiki.
I think my favorite ship to work on in the wiki was the Lion. Remember all the Lannister references I put in there?
A million Lannister jokes on that page. A million Lannister jokes.
And Pigeon's like, no.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like this endless stream of Lannister jokes. I think for me, my two babies, right, and they've all been rewritten now because it's been years since I messed with the wiki stuff. But I had originally written all the performance sections and the how to play stuff for the German cruiser line and the American destroyers, like my two first loves in that era, right? And anytime, part of my daily routine was I would go there. There's a page on the wiki you can go to just to see the updates. And when I was the program lead, I would constantly go over there to see what was being changed. It was kind of one of my ways of defending against vandalism, which was occasionally a thing, but also just to see what folks were doing. And anytime somebody would mess around with my precious American destroyer pages, I was like, "What did you do? What did you do?" You know, like
it's just. I want to say a quick hi to somebody in my chat. I don't know if he's in yours. Sneaky Snake, saying hello.
Snake is here. Is Snake here?
Yeah, he's in mine. I'm sure he's in yours too.
Sweet.
Right? We used to cast with him. Used to hang out with him all the time.
Yeah. I haven't chatted with Snake in a few months. I feel like he and I traded some messages. I know it was earlier this year. I think it might have been earlier in the summer. He was explaining to me he was back stateside. He was getting ready to he was looking at jobs. He was trying to narrow in where he was going to work. You know, become a productive member of society rather than a permanent member of the education class. So, well, he's overeducated, right? He went off to school. He got a master's degree, all this stuff. It's like, ugh, overeducated.
Well, what, you my master now? Are you ready to go?
Oh, hey, we got a game to cast. We should do that.
That's right.
We should totally
I should have
do
looked
that.
at. I think we're flipped for this one.
Yes, we are. You're going to want to use the flip one here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go scope things out.
Game 3, everyone.
All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Game 3 of this best of 3. So the rubber game of the series here between AYAYA and TWA. We are on Land of Fire. Let's have a look over the AYAYA lineup here. iCUE in a Delny. Not the first time we've seen him in one of those this match. Our first gearing of the entire tournament, at least that I've seen. iCUE in a very, very classic torpedo build gearing here. Torpedo reload. Well, not full torpedo reload. Definitely unique upgrade. Radio location, swift in silence. Okay. Move on to Puerto Rico there. Love it. BYF's ill-fated Brisbane. Let's see if he can stay in the game longer this time.
I want another shot at this.
I know. He's like, sorry, boys. I have not been playing well today. RBQ and Yoshino got great value out of that ship last game. Moyo and Austin. And Akatsuki back in a Prince Van Orange. What's TWA feeling at the bottom of the map, Zath?
Akatsuki is actually in a Zao last game. He's the one that came right out in front and torped him,
I know.
the prince in the face. So let's see. To the south, TWA, Stakiko, Henri for going to the B cap. Solitude's Grozovoy playing more mid along with Ford and Tudan's Marsu and Vile Nine's Daring. I get the feeling they're trying to get an early pick in the middle here. We've got Elysia, PRPR's Prince Van Oranje coming up to probably the island, I would imagine, over on the G line. We'll see. Kenny Mod in the Des Moines with this, the build you've come to expect him play. I think he's going to go to that safe spot south of C along the 7 line. That's kind of dangerous for him. And then Messi Waus continuing to play Henri, working his way to the 10 line, to the Fidget Spinner Island, I think.
I think, Zath, and I'm speculating, but I think that they're RPF, because I think the Marceau and the Daring have RPF, do they not? Let's see. Ford and Don does not. Vile does. I think they were sussing out this Delny push and trying to maybe catch a glimpse of him. We're 100% going to see a glimpse of it here, and it's going to be interesting to see here. The Delny lit, now the Marceau lit, and we're going to see all the shells coming in. Everybody going to be shooting at everybody else very, very quickly here.
Absolutely.
Surprised that Messi's not using his reload booster, saving it for a better moment. All we're going to do here is turn away each other's ships. Prey actually doesn't take a single point of damage in that exchange. Ford under Dawn, on the other hand, does take a little bit. Oh, they finally did tag Prey there.
Yeah, you jinxed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you. If I was Messi, I would have been using reload booster, but I think he's waiting to try to farm out the Puerto Rico.
It's probably not a bad call. They've kind of got the Rico pinned at the moment. I would say pinned. I mean, they can spot him, right? You've got the Henri taking shells at him, and Elysia's Prince Orange taking shells at him as well. The AYAYA push, though, looking like it's coming down the 1-2 line, right? We got 4 ships over here pushing south fairly regularly, whereas everybody over at C set up to kite.
Yeah, Puerto Rico limping away. He's kind of chilling in the channel right now.
Yichu's gearing, pushing south. Quick as he can, please. Trying to get spots on everything in front of him for his team. Pretty sure he had RPF in this build. Let's double check just to make sure that I'm not lying to you. Okay, good. Yep, they do catch it. Yep, they catch Solitude there going behind the islands. It's going to be a bit of a wasted radar, but at least they know where he is.
Well, and Stakiko's Henri opens up, so now they know where he is.
Well, and the Austin. I mean, that SAP directly into his stern isn't going to get tons, but it's going to get something.
Yeah, it's chewing up.
Grozovoy, remember, fairly resilient. One of those few destroyers that has a heal. Not the crazy heal like you get off a Nusto Shimmy or Laffy, but still a good heal.
Now, earlier you mentioned Yichu's gearing running Swift and Silence. Remember, Swift and Silence is a boost to your speed if you are not detected, and you have a debuff to your gun reload. So you're basically not as good in a gunfight, but you're much quicker. And that's important in a competitive environment. It allows gearing to get places, sooner than the enemy thinks, essentially. But TWA kind of knows timings quite well.
Yes.
So we'll have to see how that plays out there.
Look what's happening here already. Vile's Daring, Dawn's Marceau rotating back across mids, setting up to receive what's very clearly an AYAYA push down the 3-4 line. That's the beauty of the way these French destroyers work. They can just easily reposition around the map, and one of the reasons they are consistently at the higher end of the cost scale when it comes to destroyers in this game.
We have another knife fight between the Marceau and Delny. PreyQ, though, taking a bunch of damage for that.
Yep. Got chunked by the AP there, but it's the Brisbane radar in smoke, the gearing smoke into the Brisbane radar here. Or it wasn't radar, he was just spotted, I guess. Yeah, Brisbane radar on cooldown for 10 more seconds. They used that radar earlier to catch a glimpse of Solitude.
Torpedoes coming by iCUE.
Yeah, Brisbane's going to have to make some maneuvering choices here, or he's going to take at least one of these. There comes the radar.
Catches Solitude, but Akatsuki's not there to do much. He's too busy playing with the
Tons
Henri.
of targets here for these guys to punish. Moyo's Austin pops his shell boost. His fancy SAP guns go burr skill. This entire series is going to come down to this push at the B cap, Zath, in my mind.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody's putting their cards on the table early in this game.
Now, Brisbane's hydro is down. He cannot see these torpedoes. He's going to move up and take one in the bow. Those must have been daring torpedoes. That didn't hit him that hard.
Yeah, it didn't seem to do much.
iCUE's gearing now finally about to step onto the B cap, but he's going to be opposed, right? The daring is right there. And in fact, they're spotted briefly. iCUE's trying to use his superior detection here. Not getting much value out of it here as the Grozo is crawling up his stern. Vile takes a big hit, though.
Yeah, Austin trying to open up on Vile. Did not have reload booster ready.
You know, Zath, one of the things, we haven't looked at the 9-10 line in a bit, but
I'm looking, yeah.
TWA has not been idle, right? They've pushed Messi way up the 10 line. Like,
He's actually gotten past the fidget spinner island.
Yeah. And of course, Muon's Puerto Rico has been busy out here in the middle of the map as well, getting kind of dunked. He's burned through a couple of heals, still in the game, still relatively healthy. But TWA tightening up their defense around the B caps so far. They have kept AYAYA out so far. No ships lost for either team. 3 minutes on the timer.
If I'm the Yoshino, I think it's time to go. I think you just hit W and try to make a play.
They need to make something happen here, Zath. AYAYA is going to have to take a risk and hope that TWA either can't punish it or won't, or just doesn't have it quite correct. However they get there.
Right.
iCUE, buy some time, steps onto the B cap.
What I would probably do is take Muon, sail him through the channel right to C, and move Yoshino forward too. Try to pincer the Henri out.
All right, Brisbane radar coming up. They can see Solitude. They know that Vile has left the cap. The Prince Van Orangi, that's Elysius, sets up over there. They should really try to focus out Solitude here if they can, Zath, I think.
Yeah, they should. I'm surprised iCUE's not smoking right now because he's got vision for free with the radar. He doesn't need to be taking any of this damage.
Moyo's Austin absolutely beating the crap out of Vile with the SAP here. Not getting the kill, but big damage. As the Delny. Ooh, they rotated PreyQ back, Zath. Caught on Des Moines Hydro. I think they're trying to pincer Kenny here, maybe?
I think so too, but I don't like Muon's turn north here. Like, go to the south and then push through with PreyQ at the same time.
They're leaving Kenyan out, that he's going to be able to escape to the south because they don't have anybody there to stop it.
Exactly. I think they turned him because
hydro expires.
I think they turned him because they were worried about Alicia's Prince Van Orangi AP, but at this point you got to make something happen. It's minute and 17 until you lose.
Yep, Kenny's hydro has expired, so they lose sight of those guys. So that means he's going to pop an info radar here, wants to keep tabs on what they're doing. File down to 6K.
Yeah, they're sending Moyu's Austin down as deep as possible to try to get this pick.
Oh, he's going to die. He's 100% going to die.
That'll do it, probably.
The Boy AP in the torpedoes and everything comes in. That's huge pressure. They lose the Austin. I think they were trying to push Alicia off the cap. Instead, they drive BYF's Brisbane in. That doesn't feel very amazing either, as the Henri AP is still down there. Oh, my goodness. That Henri position, Henri just feasting on these light cruisers. Sakiko having himself a game here, Zach.
Yeah. And that'll probably do it for this this match.
Yeah, they pick up BYF. The game's going to be over. It's 10 seconds. They had to get onto the cap. They were down to 60 seconds.
Yeah.
And at this point, BYF just had to take a few shells, and that's the game. Woo!
Ding fries are done. Wow.
So looking back on that game, Zath, I think once it was obvious to AYAYA that TWA had repositioned, right, and brought assets back to defend B, that they probably needed to make more of a play along the 9-10 line they did. I think they were going to have to take that risk, and they just
Absolutely. And again, I don't understand the decision to not send that Puerto Rico through the channel. So what if he's going to take a few AP salvos? He's tanky enough to be able to handle that.
Puerto Rico should be able to handle that.
So you take the risk, you get behind Kinney or get on his side, try to knock him down with the Delney together. And at the same time, the Yoshino pushes, gets behind the Henri. You got to collapse a flank someplace, and they weren't willing to do it. And the result is TWA comes away with the win.